Welcome back. Time now for news from the left on this Friday night. Today, a judge releasing video from Trump's deposition back in October. He's been getting deposed a lot. It's kind of like having 10 colonoscopies at once, is what I understand. This one regarding E. Jean Carroll's ridiculous civil rape case against him. And there was an exchange between Trump and E. Jean Carroll's attorney, Roberta Kaplan, where she brought up a woman named Jessica Leeds. This is Kaplan right there. This is Leeds. Leeds is another woman accusing Trump of sexual harassment in the late 1970s. This is pretty funny. Take a look.
When you said in that video that Ms. Leeds would not be your first choice, you were referring to her physical looks, correct?
Just the overall. I look at her, I see her, I hear what she says, whatever. You wouldn't be a choice of mine either, to be honest with you. I hope you're not insulted. I would not, under any circumstances, have any interest in you. I'm honest when I say it.
You know, I mean, imagine the frustration of going through this, especially for an accuser that went on CNN and said that she thinks rape is sexy, and then accused Trump of raping her, and then said she wasn't tied down, and it just, there's no credibility to it at all. But the cases continue on because there is no real legal justice system for Donald Trump. Everybody just hates him, so he just gets pummeled every single day. Next up, unfortunately, Kiss star Paul Stanley has bent to the mob after he took a stand against child trans surgeries earlier this week, calling it a sad and dangerous fad. Stanley released a statement on Twitter today, effectively softening his stance, saying he stands with the trans people. The trans mob is quite scary, though. They went after Twisted Sister singer Dee Snider pretty hard after Snider defended Paul Stanley's original statement. They got him canceled from a performance at a San Francisco Pride parade. Parade organizers saying when they saw his tweet supporting Stanley's transphobic statement, they were, quote, heartbroken and angry, mutually decided to part ways. Common sense people being bullied into endorsing confused children and mangling their bodies. That is the reality of today. Trying to prevent children from mangling their bodies while confused as kids is now considered bigotry. That's your reality, as we just talked about. Next up, John Fetterman making his media rounds, talking about his depression. Take a listen.
You've said that your toughest time was after you got elected to the Senate, which most people would think, hey, that should have been one of the great moments of his life.
I laid there and watched this hurt my own children because they were confused, because they thought, just because you won, you know, why aren't you should be happy. It was after the brutality, of the campaign. The other side is like some people believe that it was one of the most vicious political campaigns.
So he says he won the Senate race and he got more depressed than he's ever been. You know why? It's guilt. He lied to the people of his state. He concealed the fact that he was not able to do the job after he had had a terrible health mishap, a stroke, whatever you want to call it. He can't do the job, but he lied so that he could still get the job. And now he's in this situation. And that tremendous guilt, I would assume, is what led to a lot of his depression. If you felt good about winning, that should have lifted your spirits, one would think. Next up, the same Democrats who claim to be fighting for democracy want to shove an ailing deep state pawn down their voters' throat in 2024 with no debate whatsoever. Here's MSNBC's Simone Sanders today just mocking anybody that thinks there should be some kind of debate for a Democrat in 2024.
And the reality is this. The sitting president of the United States of America is a Democrat that would like to run for re-election, so much so that he has declared a re-election campaign. Right. In that case, the Democratic National Committee will not facilitate a primary process. There will be no debate stage for Bobby Kennedy, Marianne Williamson, or anyone else to stand on.
So we're going to have another Bobby Kennedy in an empty chair in the debate, right?
There will be no debate.
Isn't it so funny to watch these freaks? They're so obsessed with power. They're so obsessed with power. They don't care what the reality is. They don't care who the candidate is. It's just we have to control everything. We'll just pretend like Joe Biden's fine. Nobody else can touch anything. Don't make any sudden moves. We have to win. It's astonishing. And they're so militant about it. And finally, Kamala Harris has officially, and we've been really rooting for her here, she's finally landed the perfect role. The most robotic woman in politics has been named the artificial intelligence czar. So we are going to let the biggest robot in the country control robotics. Here is exactly why Kamala is perfect for this job.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. May 30th, 2020. Bob and Doug returned to the Kennedy Space Center. During Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history throughout history, who saw what could be unburdened by what had been. I can imagine what can be and be unburdened by what has been.
I want to just take this time to announce that I am going to be really softening my stance on Kamala Harris because I think she's going to be our god in the next few years when the machines take over. And I want to start my appeasement and acquiescence now. So Kamala, you're doing a great job. The queen of the AI.